I will take a look and I will, okay, thank you.
So just mark on what you want, the things you're thinking might be.
What about like fraction manipulatives?
So
Is that something, or is that gonna be through like Amy and?
But that stuff should be
Hopefully in there.
in there. So
Okay.
that's what we need to find, what's actually in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thanks. All right.
Got it. Hi.
How you doing? How are you doing? Yes.
I'm good.
All right. I'm finally here. 1,000 years later, right? All right.
You're for.
All right. So I emailed you guys when I found out everything where my children were in the second and third, and I said I would come. I emailed you my driver's license.
Tell me,
and
tell me who
all
you
right.
are.
So my name is Dwight Gibson. I sent
Okay.
you an email trying to find the
Yes.
location of my children. My attorney gave me the information of the school. Say go to the school and talk to the people, the principal, et cetera, et cetera. Give them your information. No matter what happens, just give them the information. Let them know who you are.
Okay.
This, that, and the third, because it helps with my case. Whatever.
Okay.
So I'm coming to be present. I'm present here today.
Okay.
My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to, go
Reach
to
out with mom and stuff?
Yeah, I know where they live and everything.
Okay.
But I had to get my people to find them, like a special service, secret
Okay.
service to
Okay.
find them, and whatever the case, just a divorce issue, and
Okay.
because of an emotional issue, I ended up not knowing being around with my children.
Yes.
Typical
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
But when I found out, my attorney said just come to the school. But I did give you the information. I have the birth certificate, but I gave you all of my information via email. And somebody said they wouldn't give me any information on the children unless I have documentation and stuff
Yeah, like
proof.
custody papers.
Yeah, I already gave you all of that stuff. Or I don't know if it was you or not, but I gave all of that stuff through the email. And then I got a response back. Well, I touch base again. I got a response back. They said, yeah, we see that you're the father, et cetera, et cetera. You're supposed to be having your children in the fall. And there's custodial interference, which my attorney sent.
Yeah, we wouldn't have said custodial interference.
Yes, somebody read it to me like that. I don't know who.
I don't think, yeah.
Well, my attorney, my fault.
You were contacting me by phone.
It was you?
And then you sent me an email.
Okay, so
yes.
So
and,
my fault.
So, and I want you to reach out to mom. Have you reached out to mom?
No, I'm just letting you see me.
Okay.
Because before anybody gets crazy, I think they need therapy, in my personal opinion. But before anything transpires negatively, at least you heard my voice.
Yes.
So
are you living in Salt Lake now? Are you here, or are you just here visiting right now?
I'm just coming to my daughter's birthday party, and then I'm also trying to talk to them.
Oh, good.
Because I am gonna go there, right?
Good.
So I want, depending on how everything transpires,
Yeah.
I might stay, I might not. I work with Comcast, I work with Xfinity, whatever. But I'm the only one that ever worked in my family, so I always was concerned about who was taking care of my children because my wife didn't work.
Yeah.
So that was another concern. But whatever. I just want you to see my face,
Okay.
hear my voice,
Okay.
understand that I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And I just also wanted to give you documentation in person so that you would know these are not AI generated or copies or some kind of Photoshop.
So you want me to make a copy of this? You know what? And let me have you maybe just write your. Do you have an address here right now, or you're just temporarily?
I have an
here?
Airbnb, but I might decide to just get an apartment.
Do you want to just give me an updated phone number and whatnot too, and then these are just. I'm glad you're here for the birthday party. That's great.
And my social is kind of raggedy.
Oh, I don't need your social.
Okay.
I don't need anything. I just wanted your phone number so that
Okay.
I have. Yeah, and your address is on your paper right here, so I'll just staple all these together.
All right, fine.
So I have it, and then and then you'll just keep us posted as to what the current is, what's going on.
Yeah, because I was told that you never seen my face before, so
No,
I would
I haven't.
and it would be an assumption that I don't know whatever this woman told me has to be true, and I would be very careful. But I just do want to kind of just talk to you
Yeah.
and just let you just just hear
No,
me talk.
yes, these are
If you
your
if you
kids.
have the time, if you have the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I would like to just share a little bit with you so you can feel me a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna make my move. I have to like move some stuff in the Airbnb.
Okay.
Then after that, I gotta go buy some stuff for my daughter's birthday party.
Okay. All right.
Whatever the case. All right.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much. We've got your number there, and you'll just keep us posted.
okay. I mean, but well, if you don't mind, I would like to share a couple minutes, like
Okay.
what's going on, so you can know more about the father.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks, buddy. So the school normally stays out of like custody issues?
But you don't.
We're not
We
usually-
don't have to talk about
Oh,
the
it's
custody
not
part.
that. Okay.
But just introducing myself.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if it wasn't my ex-wife doing
Thank
it,
you for coming down.
if it wasn't my ex-wife bringing my children here, I would be bringing them here and doing
Yeah.
teacher-parent conference,
Yeah,
and you would
yeah.
know me for me,
Yes,
right? So I just
absolutely.
wanted to let you know me and who I am, so you can say, well, this guy, in my opinion, you know.
Yes.
When I got married to my wife, we got married at the courthouse, and
Do you want to sit?
Yeah,
Have a seat.
yeah, we can sit down.
Have a seat.
We can sit down. Yeah, so
Thank
thank you. So we got married. We were in the courthouse. Forget exactly, but it was 2018, and whole family was there. Her grandmother, mother, her brother and sisters were there, and the judge, when I said my marriage vows, the judge was like, you know, these are the purest vows I've ever heard before, and I've been doing this a long time. When it was time for her,
Thanks, Randy.
When-
Thank you.
when it was time for her to speak and say
Door's
her,
open. Sorry.
It's
Just
okay,
know
sir.
that I'm not
It's okay.
I'm like always doing multiple things.
it's okay, so after I get birth. So when I was said my marriage vows and when it was time for her to say her marriage vows, the judge kind of just froze and said, "Are you gonna say something or not? Like, you know, are you sure about this or not?" So it was a case where there were many different kinds of witnesses that, you know, experienced me and my integrity and my heart and things like that about in my character as a person. Now I'm a rabbi. I teach the Torah, so I teach morality and things like that. So being a rabbi, I have a standard of piety that I have to uphold or whatever the case. When my wife and I were together, we lived in downtown Salt Lake. You know, first our daughter was one, Nabina Gibson. So we named her that, and whatever the case, my name of course is blah blah blah, and then our son was born, whatever. But the thing was, I never could understand the issues between the mother and the daughter, and that's pretty much where the beginning of this started. When I first came along, you know, my wife would always clash with her mother, and I would always ask her, "Why don't you say yes, ma'am, to your mother? That's kind of disrespectful." But I would stay out of it too far. I wouldn't go too deep into it, but I would just be like, "Why don't you say yes, ma'am?" Like, and it will always be an issue. So maybe it's something I don't know, or my mother wasn't there for me. That's the story I get. My mother wasn't there for me. My grandmother wasn't there for me. I'm like, well, maybe you should ask your grandma for advice. Your grandmother for advice. Well, she doesn't know everything. I can Google it. And I'm like, why do you act like that? Did you have some kind of trauma? So I always had a thing where I wanted to know through some kind of family.
Yeah.
Let's get you a cute necklace. Get you on your way home. A molar?
Is there one in the back? Everyone's losing their molars this week. It's just the week of molars. You know what? I'm gonna put a little piece of tape on this. This one is not staying down. I don't want you to lose your tooth before you get home. Again. Huh. Yeah. You've been doing a little wiggling today with that. There you go.
So I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit shorter and sweet. Just get to the main points that I think we would all be concerned. So the thing is, I always wanted to have family therapy or whatever because something happened. I don't know. My wife, I demanded that she stop smoking marijuana before we think about having children. And in the process, I saw that she was consistent. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. I don't smoke or drink. So,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're telling me personal things that are probably not really my business.
Well, I don't know, but
I'm gonna send you back to class. I'll put the time back in for you, okay? Okay, you head back.
okay, so I don't know what else I would say, but I just think that it was best that someone would know before I head out of here.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for your daughter's birthday, and I have all your information. And then you'll just you and mom will just keep us updated on any other things that we need to know.
Okay.
Okay?
if she's cooperative, have a good one.
Thank you. It was so nice meeting you
You too.
today.
So I had to do that, y'all. Really had to do that. Give it to you straight like that, and just go through the story. I just wanted to see what the reaction and the care level was if I told anything about myself or about what was going on or transpired between me and my ex-wife. What would be the feeling and emotion about what I'm saying? Like, would she be concerned for what I'm saying, or would she not be concerned? Would she give it ear, not give it ear? You know, what would be the reaction and the care level? You know, and I can see that it's more so you're just a male. I really don't trust males and things like that. And I'm saying things, and it's more like women side with women, and you're saying things that I'm not just gonna just believe because it's your word versus her word still. But what I do know is that in order for someone to say that I can't see my children means someone says something about me and they believed it, right? So you said that I was not a good father, I had issues, I was this, I was that, right? And because you said that, now I can't see my children, right? So if I in turn do the same thing and say, well, my wife is this and this and that and this and that, would I get help? Would someone lead me in the right direction, or would someone not care? So you're seeing that what I'm saying is that in America generally, but in Utah, I'm noticing that they just stick to like, or Utah citizens stick to Utah citizens. No matter how you sound, what you say, if you're correct or not. My daughter's life could be in danger right now. My wife could do some dangerous stuff, but because how they operate or whatever, they still wouldn't believe me or help me get to my daughter over her. They would rather just her be in my daughter's life and not me, even though they don't know me. And really, they don't know her, but people can vouch for her because she's from here, right? So she's being vouched for, but you still can have false witnesses. As the 9th commandment says, thou shalt not bear false witness. You can still have false witnesses. People could falsely say, I witnessed this, or I know for sure that she's like this and that and this the third. That's bearing false witness. So now you have a false reputation of honor and things like that, when really, you know, you're not the type of person to raise children and things like that. However, whatever the case, I felt comfortable with the environment. I felt comfortable with the surroundings. I was okay with how the children were coming back and forth. And the principal, I love her sternness. You know, I love her sternness, her seriousness, and that she even gave a moment of concern and of importance that this guy has something to say. His daughter's here. Let me hear him out. So I did love the balance in that situation. You know, that she would even put a couple phone calls on hold for me and things like that, just to hear what I had to say. So I just wanted to see how far I can get with that. Just want to run it in a hole, like see if I can see how they would handle me or see how they would treat me and things like that. And I could tell by, you know, looking at some of the mothers in the school and some of the people walking by that looked like they worked there, that it was balanced enough, you know, that she's not really in danger or anything like that, you know, or that she's not really like the sexual assault situation could have possibly happened because of curiosity, or they were doing too much at recess. You know how children can be curious, but it looks like to me that they are not playing games, or they would not be the type of people that would allow something like that to happen to any child in there. So I love the sternness of the principal and stuff like that. So that's really I was getting at, because you're going to say something to me. I'm going to feel them something. You're going to give me something so I can feel this out. Like, what's going on with my daughter out of nowhere? I'm already trying to find where she at. Find out of nowhere on a random TikTok. My wife talking about she was sexually assaulted. She didn't like how y'all handled it. And this, throwing people under the bus and stuff like that. But whatever the case, I'm here. And it's not that I'm here like I always knew where my daughter was. It's like I'm here, now being able to get information on where they are, and hiring a secret service to find out information about where they are located and things like that. And so I'm hoping that people don't, like, as you can see the type of person I am and how I'm talking and how I'm cordial and things like that. I'm not the type of person that triggers people to be negative towards me or want to fight or clash. I'm not that type of triggery type of person. Now, people could have spiritual mental trauma that could make them trigger a certain kind of way, even though someone is only giving you a good energy and a good character, because you could be mentally and spiritually trapped or bound in some kind of some kind of situation or something, or some kind of whatever that's holding you down, or you're afraid of demons and stuff like that. You got demons you're fighting with, as we say. And that could put you in a state of mind that you could end up clashing with people that love you. So as she was saying, I don't want to be into the custody thing, but I did want to see where her head was at. I just wanted to talk. Like, I wanted to, you gotta hear me. I know my wife has been talking, because if it wouldn't be my wife talking to you if this didn't transpire the way it did. It would be me talking to you. Now, I had no issues with staying in Utah and working in Utah and taking care of my children. I didn't have any issue like that. It was just a matter of, because we did apply for Section 8 here. So I didn't have an issue with that. And in the meantime, I had a back injury, and I was just trying to get therapy and things, like physical therapy, not mental therapy. Trying to get physical therapy for my body and stuff like that. But whatever they said about the mental thing was not true. It was just my wife misunderstood. And, when you're young, or when you don't, like, for example, if I told you about war and you're a civilian, you don't know anything about war, so you can misunderstand or misinterpret something I might say about the military, something like that. Just trying to tell you something. You can get it mixed up or get it twisted and look at it wrong. But that's pretty much what happened, And so that kind of led a false narrative about me, and that I had mental issues and stuff like that. It wasn't that. It was just something that happened in the military, a physical thing that happened in the military that caused my brain to deteriorate to some degree because of some injection. And because of that, yes, there were some mental malfunctions, not because I'm crazy, but because of, what they injected me with. So it burnt my brain out a little bit, in certain spots. So I have bright spots, certain spaces in my brain, and MRI scans have bright spots in my MRI scans or whatever. So that's just for people to know and understand. Now, also, that what comes with this is that when one parent blocks off the other parent, it brings a fear for the children to know that the other parent loves them. Like, if I come and I want to see my daughter, she don't know that I love her so much and I want to take care of her and do what I'm supposed to do. She would be afraid, like, there's a man here, or there's a man that's your father's here, and she would be afraid to talk to me, because maybe there was someone saying something about me, like, your father's this, your father's that, or blocking me so hard you think daddy don't love you because you don't know really what happened. Your mother's not going to tell. My daughter's mother isn't going to tell her directly, like, I was a piece of shit and that's why that happened like that. Like, the only thing my daughter would know is that I do know mommy slapped me in the face like that, if she remember, and that daddy was protecting me and this, that, and third, and daddy took it. Like, she might remember some things, but she's too young, right? But she's not going to know that daddy took care of mommy and me and mommy didn't work and this, that, and the third, and daddy was the one praying all the time in the house, and daddy was the one teaching in the Bible and doing things and going to work all the time. Like, mommy was the one always hitting daddy or the one always arguing and fussing. She's not going to remember those things to know that daddy is actually the good parent and mommy is the one that has mental problems or that has set tripping issues, as I like to call it. But you know, I'm gonna do the next thing, and the next thing is prepare for the go to her house and knock on the door and see what kind of interaction I get, and do it all on the camera because I got the phone in my pocket. That's probably why the principal was kind of like, she didn't go too hard. She just was like, nah, you can't come up in here. She was kind of stern, but she kind of softened up, saying I had the camera like in my breast pocket, and they saw a couple children walking by and stuff, stuff like that, looking at me, observing me like, oh, Nabina, your father's here. He has on this and he looks like this type of stuff. So that's not the thing. I don't know. There would be no reason for anybody to feel like it would be a setup or like a false narrative also for my wife to be acting sporadic. Like, oh no, he's going to the school to try to do some dangerous thing. Like I come in with the safety vest and all that. Do it look like I'm coming in to do some dangerous thing? Or do it look like I'm coming in from work or something like that? Like I'm working so much that I don't have time type of thing. And I'm coming to talk to you. I'm finally able to, and when you don't know the story, and when people, like, I'm glad that she gave a little air, but when you don't know the story, you don't know where to place people, And she did say the right thing, talk to the mother, but that would be probably difficult to do because her mother is crazy. Like, her mother really has a issue. Like, she has a personal issue with me when she shouldn't. It's like I'm a random guy walking down the street, but you made a personal issue with this random guy walking down the street because he had on a blue shirt on or something like that, and you don't like blue, and so you made a personal issue out of him just randomly walking down the street and made it your issue, and that's what it's like with me being with my wife. Like, we are married. You have no real reason to like want to divorce me, do this, do that, like hate me and things like that. You have no reason. And sorry, I had a moment. I'm getting a mental phone call, and then maybe some kind of like a plan or strategy for the later that I'm gonna do that popped up in my head. Sometimes that happen like to kind of like counter what might happen, like something is happening because somebody contacted somebody, right? So I might get a vision pop in my head to kind of what to do next to go around what somebody's planning to do to me. The Most High do that for me sometimes, being out here, all kinds of things against me and stuff. So I maneuver like that. I'll sit still and have a moment. It's like I got a brain fart, but I didn't. I just had a moment where the Most High will want me to move a certain kind of way because somebody's moving against me a certain kind of way, or whatever the case. So that way I can make it out of here safely, or things can stay safe, whatever. But I need to get ready to move out this parking spot. About to go, it's early, so I don't really eat breakfast and stuff. I might just go directly to the house, knock on the door, but that's Rachel's house, and I don't know if Rachel is at work or not. And if she is at work, I would have to come again. But I would rather just come when they are out of school. So that way, when I knock on the door, it'd be more than just my ex-wife there, and then her just snapping on me for some random reason that I don't know why she's snapping, And then she might call the police. She might do something real sporadic or something like that, where I'm just trying to see my children. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. I'm just like, I can say in the camera what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say in the camera, like, I'm just here trying to see my children. Like, let's talk or whatever, this, that, and the third. And what the principal did say another thing. The principal said that we wouldn't have discussed the divorce papers like that over the phone, when really in actuality there was a discussion. She did not specifically say custodial interference. My attorney said custodial interference. Gabrielle, or rather my consultant, she said there's custodial interference. I did go to the website and they said you have to schedule an appointment at some place to see someone about your situation, and da 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 da, because the type of situation or whatever. So I have to go back into that website and see the address and go up there and what. If I do that, I might not even do it like that. I might just had to talk to them and stuff like that, because you go through all of those loops, you spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and then you're not taking care of your children because all of your money is going to the government, whereas though your money should just be going to your children, taking care of your children, instead of spending it on lawyers and attorneys, thousands of dollars on these people when your children still don't have food and clothes and stuff like that. You can spend that same attorney money on your children still, and you're just begging why you have to beg a woman to take care of your children. That just doesn't make sense, but emotions, man, emotions. So that's the only thing I can think of, man. I'm about to let it go. I'm about to see what I'm gonna do next. I have the Airbnb until Monday. I'm gonna just go up there, talk to him. Hopefully it's no problem, because my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and so I want to be there tomorrow for her birthday, and I want to be able to take her. Like, we can all go if that's the case. Like, I don't gotta, cause that's painful in itself. Like, I gotta have like somebody like go with me with my daughter no, that's what happens when people block you off. That freedom of being a parent, when nobody have to watch over your back, is gone. So that's an irritation. People just want to watch you and stuff, so they do stuff to set things up. But with my daughter, that probably would happen if I were. It wouldn't happen if I was still around or my wife didn't block me off. That was crazy how it happened like that, though. The setup like that. But if I could take her shopping, because near their house there's a mall. That's a nice mall. I like it. I haven't been in there though, but I like the name of it, and it looks nice. It got a nice little spots, food spots and stuff around there. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, it's a nice little spot. A nice little mall right there. So maybe we can go to the mall. I can get some stuff for them. I mainly want to get from like a phone service. I probably just I can switch providers and keep my same number, and then add a number, and then have that for my daughter and my son, and they can have like an iPad or something like that can take cell data, so they can FaceTime me and stuff. So they can FaceTime me. They can probably even make phone calls on it, but because I had that with Verizon before, just do it again. Get an iPad, because I did have an iPad before that my daughter liked playing with. When I was doing Xfinity Home Security, I had an iPad. She liked playing on the iPad, or like watching me play on the iPad and stuff. She would always be up under me, looking at the iPad while I'm playing it. We laying on the ground, laying on the floor, like on the carpet or whatever. So I might want to do that. Get another iPad and just have a second number, and then just pay the bill and just stay in contact with them. So that way, when I do leave from here, yeah, I'm going to be on Threads by the time I get back to Baltimore, but I can grind it back up. But the thing is, if I should or should not, if I should or should not is the question. Stay or leave. It depends on what type of reaction, what type of response I get. If my daughter want to see me or not. If she is like, get out my face, or like all kinds of things like that. It depends, because when you're put in a position, a father is put in a position like this one, his decision to walk away comes from the long-term blockage, and that hope that he can get back in the double dutch and take care of his children like he always was, and that everyone can see what it always was, and not what is like a brand new thing. Like, oh, now he want to know. It always was that I was taking care of my children, but some crazy stuff happened where I got, disconnected or blocked off, and then, cut from communication for so many years that I couldn't reach my children, and no one thought that I could, or no one helped me, or whatever. Like, no one was trying to, so I never was able to find my children. I just kept trying to contact the best way, the best avenues I had, or the only avenues I had to contact my ex-wife and all of that stuff, and I just was not getting anything. I just basically curled up and cried all the time. Cried all the time, because how the fuck that happened? Like, you taking care of your wife and your children, all of a sudden it's like you don't have no children, like you being treated like you being disrespected to the utmost degree. Like, what's going on here? But like I said, spiritual stuff be into play, mental stuff be into play, and a lot of people just be in different spiritual mental places and spaces that you be having to meet them where they are, or you can't meet them where they are sometimes, so they just like get rid of you, or like you're not seeing what they seeing, going through what they going through, fighting the demons that they fighting, so they feel like we can't work with you type of stuff. But sometimes it could just be like what I'm saying. If you wait a minute and have patience, then answers will come out, and that's pretty much what it is. Like, so I was glad to do that. Give the woman my daughter's birth certificate, my information, and that I was able to show face and like let her know like this isn't like I didn't send you no AI or some like kind of AI generated copy of something or something like that, and that I'm hearing in person, face to face, that yes, I'm here. I'm just finding out where my daughter and my son is, where they are, and now I'm here now that I found out. But before I just didn't know where they were. I knew they were in Utah, then they moved to Georgia, and then like I don't know where they at, but now I know where they are. I can give her information. And so even if like they don't even go to the school anymore, she just didn't say that they go to a different school, at least someone knows, right, that they know my children, right? Like, you just like a detective trying to like, leave breadcrumbs and get information where you can get it type stuff so you can get to your children. But I'm gonna go to the house. That's why she said just talk to the mother, like probably because she said they don't go here, thinking they don't go here no more, or if they do, okay, fine. My objective was not to just do that like that. But the reason why I came here first also is because I don't feel like I not even feel, I just know that I don't need my wife's approval to see my children. Like a woman that couldn't even like, it's sad because nobody know how the situation happened. And so I'm looking at the situation and what was happening before the situation happened to why I'm not in my children's life. And so I still don't feel like I need to like get permission from her. Like, why I need to get permission from a woman that didn't even want to change diapers, didn't want to wash our daughter's clothes, didn't want to wash her. Like, every night I wash my daughter every night. My wife don't ever wash my daughter. Like, wash her up, like, and then when she turned 1, like, still don't want to wash the children. I'm washing the children every time. I wash our son, I wash our daughter, because she's too afraid to wash them, because she's never done that before, took care of children. So I'm like, I'll do it. So like, I don't feel like I need approval from her, somebody that didn't want to take the initiative to like step in there. Let me teach you how to do it. Let me teach you how to wash a baby and things like that is what I'm trying to. Wife ain't want to step in there. So it's like that left a sour taste in my mouth so bad back in the day, back when that happened, that even now to this day, I don't feel like I need her approval to be like seeing my children and stuff like that, because how she was being and stuff like that, just very disconnected and stuff, like focused on other things, but I don't know, man. I still don't feel it, man. I'm gonna go up here and talk to her. She probably want me to be like pleased and begging, but I'm not gonna be doing that. Like, where my children at and stuff? Like, that's the energy. Where my children at? Why you even like? Why is this happening? Like, now I don't want to say it like that, but it's like that's gonna be the energy. I'm just gonna be looking like, what the fuck was that about? Like, I'm back here knocking on the door. Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, all of this. Give me the Greyhound, call the police, give me the Greyhound bus ticket to get out of here, when y'all fighting each other. Like, y'all two fighting each other. But you called the police and like giving me the Greyhound ticket. Like, what's going on here? Like let's just give me my daughter. Like, my daughter's going with me. Something I should have definitely did, but I didn't think that she would do that, because that wasn't the viable energy I was getting from my wife, that she would like disconnect me from my daughter, knowing that I take care of her every moment of the day. When I'm not at work, I'm when I'm at work, yeah, I'm at work. But when I'm not at work, I'm always taking care of my daughter every moment of the day, always up under her. And I always got her in my arms and stuff like that, because she can't walk, she can't talk. I always got her. So why would you take that from him and take that from her? Like, yeah, you're jealous of your daughter. So you mad at it. She kicked you under the futon, kicked you in the midst of the darkness under the futon, and you mad. And so now you want to get even by making sure her father isn't around and have other people around, making it look like, I owe these people something for being there for my daughter, when really you shouldn't even have pushed me away like that. I told you my daughter's going with me. When I said my daughter's going with me, and then you just push me away and say no, and then have somebody else take care of my daughter, you can't get mad at me for not being there if you cut all ties with me and cut all communication with me and kept my children hostage. You know what I'm saying? And then another person take care of them. They're like, yo, you owe me this. Like, I owe you shit, man. Nigga, like, I said my daughter going with me. It wasn't your business to try. It wasn't your business to begin with to try to be the father when I'm the father and I'm doing my job as the father, taking care of my daughter, loving my daughter. And you won't step in the way and try to take the initiative and then spend all of this money and then feel like I owe you some shit when really I told you my daughter's going with me so I can take care of my own daughter. You can't do that. You can't do that like that. So I don't feel like I owe anybody anything, because I said it straight out my mouth. My daughter's going with me, you know. And then I got a big old fight and fuss that about my daughter not going with me, and I was the one. Like, it was no custody issues. We wasn't divorced yet or nothing. It was more like my daughter's going with me while I go prepare a place for my wife and my son to come behind us, and then we can live in Baltimore. It wasn't a divorce, or there was no conversations about a divorce. There was no talks about a divorce. Still to this day, there were no conversations about a divorce, so I don't even know how a divorce happened. Like, how a divorce decree happened when there was never even a conversation about a divorce or something talked about that happened between us as the reason for the divorce. Like, nothing at all. It's just mental stuff, I guess, people making up stuff in their mind. But there was never that, you know, because it wasn't that when I came. It wasn't the reason why I left. You know, it wasn't that I left. It was more like I got pushed away. It was like, you're clashing with your mother. Let's go move. You know, because your mother's pushing you away. Y'all not getting along. So let's move. But because we got children, I'll go ahead of you. It wasn't ever that I'm running away or leaving. Like, I went to go get a job in Baltimore so I can get an apartment in Baltimore so we can live in Baltimore, not leaving you so you can stay here and then do this. Like, what the hell was that? So now it took me a long time to even get back here. Then number two, try to find you, because why I gotta find you? Like, why I gotta find that's crazy, you know? So yeah, man, you know, I came to the school, talked to the lady. Y'all can feel the energy with me. I love the balance of energy. Maybe it was the camera, but at least the camera did help with the balance to let her know that I wasn't coming on no crazy mess, so that just like she can stay in a cordial, balanced mindset. Like, why you popping up now? Like, I got the camera here so you can kind of see, like, yo, I have something to say. Like, you know, I feel something. Like, I need witnesses. I need help, like, with my situation, and you might not help me. You might be against me so hard because it's been so many years not knowing what really happened yourself, you know? So you might off the unction snap wrong. So I have the camera on so you can think, like, hold on, let me second, you know, I don't want to give a bad representation of myself or the school or the principal. Also know about the sexual assault, and you don't want people thinking that, you know, irresponsibility is happening. So with that said, man, let me get out of this parking lot of the school. I really don't want to leave. I want to see my daughter for real. I want to see them, like, look in the classroom or something like that and see where they at. I ain't even got to talk to them or nothing. I can just see them, like, okay, they right here, they good, they safe. I'll meet them at the house or something like that, as long as they safe. So meet them at the house or talk to them at the house or whatever the case. Because they probably thinking a dangerous man, a dangerous, aggressive black man is, you know, and I'm going to just go from 0 to 100 and start fighting everybody in the school and then break in and try to get my daughter. They thinking like some TV mess is going to happen. Like, I got, like, I don't know, like I'm a mentally chaotic person or something like that. Like, they thinking that. But I already told them, like, I said, I'm a rabbi, number one, which is what I had to tell us to help her mind. Like, I'm a rabbi, number one. Number two, I don't drink or smoke. My wife drink and smoke. So it's like, already just off that, me telling you that, it lets you know that, you know, I'm not that kind of person, you know, and that for my children to not be in my presence or in my life, it was not my fault. It was that I was blocked off. So it's just crazy, you know. But at least I was able to tell her that so she can within herself feel how she feel, but still do her job. So now she has a better understanding and have better placement about my daughter's father. You know, like, oh, Davina's father is, I met him and he talked and he's like this. His breath stink a little bit, you know, but he had a Listerine patch. He put that in there. But still, we was able to discuss whatever. And he was like, yeah, could you sit down so I could feel more comfortable? All of that standing up in her face and all of that, she was feeling all like completely uncomfortable and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, I'm just popping up and stuff like that. But you know, I did something to make it comfortable, like with the safety vest. Like I'm trying to also say something too. Like, imagine me with my daughter, right? And I'm taking care of my daughter like I always was. I'm paying the bills, right? Nobody else is trying to pop up in the scene taking care of my children, right? I'm taking care of them. No sub or whatever, no middle person. So I come up here, and this is what you would see: a guy coming in from work with a, you know, with a work vest on, with a safety jacket on. Like, this is kind of work I do and stuff like that. So why would I have time to not be trying to take care of my children if I'm always working? I'm always working, and then I'm always sleeping because I'm always tired. So what else do I have to do but take care of my children, and everything, that every dollar that I make is for my children and for our family. So why would I'm not that irresponsible guy. I'm a very, so, and then I teach the Bible. So in my other spare times, I teach the Torah, the scriptures. So where do you see where this man is not capable or suitable in any kind of way? Also, the work that I do, you can't be mentally messed up. You have to, the being a cable technician or a home security technician, both, you have to be mentally stable to do that job. You can't be mentally malfunctioning or have mental issues and stuff like that. Carrying a ladder, getting up on telephone poles, unhooking wires, dealing with electrical lines, going into people's homes, installing cameras and stuff. You can't be a person to distrust doing that kind of work. So it already says in itself that someone saying that I'm mentally messed up is a false narrative, because how can I continue to go into customers' homes and maintain a cordiality, maintain a peace, and not clash? I never clashed with a customer before. Like, I'm installing your Wi-Fi or your cable. I've never had an argument with a customer, never had a clash with a customer before. Only one time a customer got a little bit irate with me because there were a lot of detours in Park City. I didn't know how to get to her house because of the detours, and the GPS wasn't going to get me. So I was riding around for a long time, back and forth past the Eddie Bauer store and stuff like that, trying to figure out what way I can go to get to her house. Finally, she was just like, she just got upset. It wasn't necessarily that it was personal. It was just that the cable technician just can't find your home, and you really want your Wi-Fi on, and you really need it. And, both of us are trying to do a thing. We're both getting irritated about what's happening, but not at each other. The fact that I can't get to your house is irritating me, and the fact that you need your Wi-Fi is irritating you, but it's not that we're irritating each other. So I've never had a personal issue with a customer before, but something like that could progress into a personal issue, a customer just having a bad day or something like that. And so I just called in and was like, I'm gonna need like an irate customer, like, can I cancel this job or whatever? Because she's fussing on the phone, and I don't want to go to her house, and she's just like saying I did something, like I broke her TV. Like, let's say she's fussing on the phone. I get to her house, she's still holding it in. I'm fixing something, right? Or I'm installing her Wi-Fi. She said something broke that I broke. So I don't want those kinds of things happening. So you don't want to just, if a customer's already fussing at you, cursing at you, you just don't even go to their house because it can get worse. But in this situation, that's just a customer. Like, but my children, like, I just have to bear that. I just had to bear the police coming telling me to do this and escort me this and that because I want to see my children. My daughter's birthday. I shouldn't have to I shouldn't need anybody. Like, it's my daughter's birthday. Wouldn't she want to see me? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, because then once I go to the birthday party, sorry, had to check. Once I go to the birthday party, it's going to be, well, she'll be 8, right? Tomorrow she'll be 8. But all of these 6 years that I missed, because I was there for her first birthday before all of the bull crap happened. So the past 6 years, I haven't been at any of her birthdays or whatever. So everyone's saying, like, why is your father here to be at your birthday party and we here and gifts and this and this, And so it can look like a good story. Your father isn't here for your birthday and stuff like that, and he's not around. It can look sad. But when I do come around to try to be for the birthday party, how would it look when you're rejecting me? So that's also another reason too, is that so I can put it on camera, them rejecting me going to her birthday party, so all y'all can see, I'm famous. I just don't get paid for being famous. So there's no reason to paparazzi me or whatever the case. So That's why you don't see that. It's still paparazzi, but it's secret paparazzi. It's not like it's going on Entertainment Tonight. It's subtype paparazzi because I don't get paid to be famous. I just am famous because my parents are famous. My father is Tupac Shakur. My mother is Jada Pinkett Smith and stuff like that. So I have parents that are famous. Even though I know my mother, I don't know my. Even though I know who my mother is, I don't know my mother. But I don't this stuff like that, yo. Like, so I have people around me and stuff like that because of that. And then I'm also well known by celebrities and stuff, the Kardashians and this, that, and the third. I'm well known by them. So yeah, I'm famous, but I don't get paid to be famous. So yeah, it's nothing really to talk about. It's just secretly they talk about my issues and my situations and stuff. Like Ariana Grande is like the main one I know for real. Like we're the closest is when it comes to the celebrity world. Ariana Grande and I. So it's like we talk a lot about the Torah, you know. So it's evident that when me and Ariana Grande talk and communicate, and I talk about the Torah, it helps her in her arena of the celebrity world. So it can't be possible that I'm incapable or something like that to help someone or advise someone. I have mental. It's not possible for that to be, because other people have witnessed me communicating with them and communing with them. Also, Sadia Psychology, you know, communicating with Sadia Khan. Her name is Sadia Khan, but she's a psychologist or whatever. She lives in Dubai, and her being a psychologist, you know, a therapist or whatever, I've communicated with her, and she also herself know that there's nothing wrong with me, you know. Like if you say you need to see a psychologist, I know one personally, Sadia Khan. She even messaged me on social media. She messaged me to let me know that this is her page, this is really her, and I just wanted to let myself be known or whatever to you, or like let my presence be known to you and stuff like that, you know. So she followed me, and then I followed her back or whatever. So that's a psychologist, a famous psychologist that met my mother, Jada Pinkett Smith. So you can't be involved and have so many witnesses that know you're of an upstanding character, pious character, and you're mentally, you know, I want to say something fantastic, like something you would say with a rap song, like your head is well doing, you know, your head is on well, so your head is well doing, you know. Let's say something fantastic like that, you know. So my head is on well, my head is well doing, so I don't need to have screws for the screws to be loose. So my situation isn't where I have a mental issue or something like that. So it's just a bunch of false narrative, and people would believe it for some reason. Maybe they think that my daughter wouldn't be safe with me, or I don't have the spiritual power to protect my daughter or something like that, because it's a spiritual warfare, when I really do. It's just that I'm in a different spiritual space than her. Like I've arrived. And all of y'all Christians that know what arrive mean, you know, we can put it to the test. I have arrived already. You know, you wouldn't believe it, but, you know, I have. Like, you ain't arrived. I arrived. So I'm trying to help my daughter arrive, you know. But if for the rest of y'all, when are y'all going to arrive? You know, you're never going to arrive. Like, give it to someone that arrived already. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But like I said, I'm going to let it go, y'all. I'm going to get to the next video later. It's going to be later, still early. But see if I can go get something to eat, probably. Chill out. Wait for the booking for the Airbnb. Put the stuff in the Airbnb. Keep the car cleaned out. And then go to their house, knock on the door, and see what kind of interaction I get. You know, maybe bring some groceries or something. I don't know. All right, y'all.